everybody, welcome. We are here today at Epic Universe to check out all the brand new construction that's happening, all the expansion paths. We're going to talk about the speculation for things that are coming, the things that we know are in progress, including that brand new Ministry of Magic attraction we're going to be getting. Can't wait to check out all the construction progress. It's going to be an awesome day. If you are excited about new things that are coming to Epic Universe, this is going to be the video for you. All right, we are in Epic Universe, and it is hard to believe that I'm doing a video inside Epic Universe already talking about expansions and construction that's happening, and the park's barely been open 6 months. That's insane to me. Like a brand new park built from the ground up, and we're already talking about expansions and construction that's happening in this park, and I'm here to see it. This is gonna be a fun video. We're gonna talk about all the rumors, all the speculation, and show all the different construction things that are happening and the different plots of land and what possibly could be coming. And despite the fact that this place just opened, there is a ton to talk about. I want to come over here. This is the area right between the restrooms. You can see the hotel right there. Right to my right, you'll see Stardust Racers. This location right here, this sort of backstage entrance, this will be the entrance area for the new expansion world. Once they add an additional land here, this will be the entrance for that portal. We don't know what that portal is going to be just yet, but this will be where it's at. Now, right on the other side, you see this building here, this white building. Right on the other side of that white building is where the brand new attraction is going to be going in that they're building next to Ministry of Magic. And it's going to be absolutely huge. That entire plot is completely cleared, as is the expansion pad. It's completely cleared and ready to be built on. So there is a lot of space. There's room for this giant attraction, and there's room for an entire new anchor pad over there, entirely new expansion hub, which we'll see if they announce anything about that. That's probably going to be a little ways away, but we know for sure we are getting this new attraction in this space. So I'm back here in Stardust Racers in the back of the line. The last time we were here, all of this area right here had a fence up, and you could see through here. You could see all the land that was being cleared. This right here on the other side of these trees is essentially the anchor pad, the expansion pad between Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Stardust Racers. So all this area here, all this area back there, which we'll go over and see in just a minute, is for the expansion pad. The new Ministry of Magic attraction is going to be right on the other side of these trees also, but just further over there, you can see kind of closer to those buildings that you can see barely peeking through there on the other side of the trees. So that's really interesting to me, because the last time I came through, I was surprised. I was like, wow, that's kind of not great. Like, you can see it kind of breaks the immersion. You can see a lot of dirt being moved and everything. And they've now put up these walls. They put up these trees. So it just goes to show you they're continually building, they're continually adding, they're continually improving, and making a big difference, which I think is great because it's visually impactful. They're improving some of their sight lines, and things just weren't finished when we were here last time. You can see this sort of building structure here on the other side of these trees. All right, made my way into the Ministry of Magic area because I want to get a glimpse of the brand new Harry Potter attraction that's coming to this world and where it's going to be. Over here to the right of Les Cirque Arcanu. If you head right, once you get to that sort of intersection there, you will come to the facade that they built for the attraction, but then budget cuts or whatever reason, they decided to shutter the attraction itself. They didn't build it. And so now here we are in a phase 2. This is the first thing that is supposed to be coming to the park within the next year or two. So let's take a look at it. Right behind me, this gate here, this is the entrance for the new attraction, where it was supposed to be. Now, they may change it. They may get rid of some of this facade. They may redo it. They may add something new. But originally, this gateway here with that door behind it, that was going to be the entrance into the new attraction. It could possibly come over here in this building. If you see right behind me, there's another entrance over here that leads out sort of the side of this particular land. It could end up being over here as well. But this was the original space. All this right here behind me was going to be the other attraction. So they've already built the whole facade and structure, which I think was a good idea. Now they just got to basically build behind it and open the gates. Right across from the attraction is Bar Moonshine. So there's been a lot of speculation about some sort of Quidditch World Cup because Bar Moonshine would be right across from this attraction. And this is essentially an American pub that has all sorts of Quidditch pennants, lots of memorabilia around Quidditch, so we could get some sort of World Cup attraction for Quidditch. This would make sense being right across from it. We'll see what we end up getting. So right behind that facade there, they're going to be building a 150 square foot area and building back there. Now, just to get an idea of size, that is larger than the current Battle with the Ministry attraction and the Le Cirque Arcanu show. All that put together is about 150,000 square feet. So it is, whatever they are going to be building back there is going to be massive. And that space is not going to take up the expansion pad. So that's an additional attraction for this land, and then there's still plenty of room for another expansion pad right next door between that and Stardust Racers. Now, current speculation for the attraction by the Wizarding World, I've talked about in previous videos. I'll link to them below if you're interested in more details. Current speculation is about some sort of potentially World Cup Quidditch broom riding attraction or some sort of Thestral carriage ride attraction could potentially be what ends up going there. I think it needs to be a dark ride. I think it needs to have a lot of people, and those would work pretty well. All right, now I've now moved over to the next big expansion that's planned for Epic. Right over here by the Oak and Star Tavern. It's going to be between Super Nintendo World, which is over here on my left, and Dark Universe, which is right around here to the right of the Oak and Star Tavern. So you can see that the gate, the entry portal for this new land, is going to be right back here where this gate is. So if you remember the gate we looked at earlier for the expansion next to Stardust Racers, you see a large green gate with a bunch of gold. You got the same thing here. So this walkway back here, now obviously they could retool this. They would have to probably add more concrete. They'd create a better opening, but roughly in this spot, we're going to assume that this is where the new portal would be. So you can see Oak and Star Tavern right here. There's a little walkway coming right over here. And we go back here. Now, I'm not going to go back here because I'm not allowed. But they do have it. All the space back here is already pretty much clear. It's been leveled. It's been flattened. It's ready to be built on anytime they're ready. I think this will probably be the last expansion that we see. I don't think we'll get it right out of the gate. Super Nintendo World is right over there. So if they want to expand this way, which they could very easily expand this direction, some of this massive amount of space behind me, I mean, it's a huge space, would be used for an additional Super Nintendo ride. So you think about some Luigi's Mansion attraction of some kind would potentially go there closer to Super Nintendo World. And then over this direction, closer to the Dark Universe, is where I was talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon being added over there back behind Monsters Unchained, over there by Curse of the Werewolf. But this would basically be behind me the main portal entrance space. All right, so we came over here to Dark Universe. I wanted to take a look at, give a little glimpse into the expansion area for Dark Universe. There's a large gate right over here. So you can see we are behind Monsters Unchained, sort of to the right side of Curse of the Werewolf. And you got this large gate right here. They actually have some turnstiles here right now. But right here behind this will be the entrance into additional attractions. If they expand Dark Universe, expect it to be Curse of the Werewolf. As I was mentioning earlier, this would actually take you back around either into the expansion pad, or you could actually travel back here behind Burning Blade Tavern, go over there to Monsters Unchained. So they could use that for entrance into an expansion. They could also create an entrance over here to the right side of Burning Blade Tavern entrance, but all this is expansion area behind here. And could be either a Super Nintendo World expansion, could be a completely new anchor pad, or it could just be additional Dark Universe attractions. That's needed. It's a dark ride. They need another ride in this area. It would be most likely a water attraction, which again would push a lot of people through it. Could use something like the rocking boat system by Mock Rides, which I think would be really cool. But most likely, that entire space over there to the left will be used for a large expansion, a brand new portal, not just an expansion from Super Nintendo World or Dark Universe. Dark Universe, I think, will be back there, as I mentioned. But that huge expansion pad will be used for a new portal. And the entrance to that would be directly from Celestial Park. I'm back here all the way at the very back of, hey look, there's a guy up there working on a building up there. I'm all the way at the back of Frankenstein's Manor for Monsters Unchained. And right back here, this area, this is where the creature from the Black Lagoon attraction was supposed to be originally. And this is the expansion hub pad right over here. Those buildings on the other side, you can actually see Stella Nova or Terra Luna, I can't tell which one that is, right through that crack. That's Super Nintendo World, those buildings right over there. And so this area between here and there is all the expansion hub for a new land, which could end up being something like a Zelda expansion or something else. They could expand it for Super Nintendo World, do Luigi's Mansion, something like that over there. Or it could also be used for more expansions for Dark Universe. But you can kind of see there's a lot of open space back here for them to do a lot with. But I don't think we're going to hear anything about this particular expansion pad for quite a while. It's probably going to be last on their list of expansions. All right, I'm making my way over to where there's some new construction happening. Over here by the entrance, it's between the entrance area and Super Nintendo World. There's a brand new building going up. It's already been cleared, and they're starting to build right over here in this section. The gate for it is directly across from the Atlantic restaurant. It's right here on my left. Let's come back around. The entrance is that way. And then right over here is another gate. And you can see there's lots of fencing up here and then a green gate back here where they're doing some construction. And I know a lot of people are talking about this potentially being a wicked expansion area. However, this, from my understanding, is going to be a mixed-use, multi-purpose building, most likely for VIP events, special preview events, team member outings, things like that. They're going to be using it for a lot of different things. I could be wrong. Could end up being like a simple Wicked attraction of some kind, like a Wicked walkthrough experience, maybe like a tribute store type thing that they do at Universal Studios. That could end up being what it is. Now, I do want to say that that area over there is reasonable in size. You could do a decent amount, but the size of the building that there has been permits for just isn't super huge. So I don't think it would be an attraction. It's definitely not a portal. People were reporting that there was going to be a new land, a new portal there. I don't see that happening. I think that's totally wrong. I think there's only 2 expansion hubs for new portals, and that's between Super Nintendo World and Dark Universe, and between Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Stardust Racers / How to Train Your Dragon. That, I don't think is going to be a portal. Maybe a single attraction. I'm not seeing a portal happen. So that's all the big updates for today. I mean, there are so many things happening here, so much space to expand, and they're already building. I mean, they are already, permits have been filed. They already have plans. I can't wait to see more permits get filed because we'll find out more about that attraction. So to me, it's just insane that Epic Universe just opened and they're already expanding, already building. It's totally crazy for me. I just am shocked. I'm gonna keep coming out to this park as new construction is happening, as things are actually starting to go vertical. I'm gonna keep reporting on it. I'll show you the progress. I'll come out to the site. Hopefully we start getting news on some additional things happening as well, potentially a City Walk 2.0 and maybe even an Epic Universe 2.0 right next door. That would be absolutely amazing. I think that's the plan long term. We might not see that for several years, so we'll see. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think, and if there's anything else you want me to cover in this park, be sure to drop that comment below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit the notifications button so you know when the next video drops and you don't want to miss it. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Till I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.